a real prospect of success. And you're saying, well, that means equity's won, doesn't it?
Nigel.cecil, calling things out.
Hello, Checkabouties, welcome. Thank you for joining me, Nigel Cecil, aided and abetted, as always, by my very good friend Hilary, responding equally and fairly as we endeavour to do, presenting your views, comments, observations and questions sent in to us via our usual email address. And you might think we're speaking a little bit quickly at the moment, and we are, because you've said these topics, and this particular topic is rather important, so can I do it in sections and present the videos in sort of under 5 minutes? So we're going to give it a shot. The topic, equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety entertainers and other creatives across the United Kingdom have brought an High Court action against Spotlight, the UK home of casting. Equity lost the first round in the High Court, and presumably somebody's going to have to pick up thousands of pounds of costs, and in doing so, they decided to seek leave to appeal, and they've won their leave to appeal. So it will now be going higher up the High Court ladder, and the costs will be escalating. Who's going to pay the costs? Win or lose? Well, invariably, it's the winner who doesn't have to pay the costs. The other side pays the cost, which is why in the caption, we've got these captions, and it's all talking about resign, because Equity say they've been inundated with support. What does inundated mean? Because compared with our usual number of emails, we've been inundated by emails. We had to set some time aside, didn't we, Hilary, to cope? But in terms of numbers of emails, well, we've had about 12, something like that, Hilary, which you would say, well, it's insignificant, but for our workload on our own, it's quite a lot. So what does it mean when you say inundated? Well, we'll leave that one with you. Equity and their High Court action. What does it mean? Because some of your emails, when you're picking up costs and things, it's members' money. And remember, that's subscriptions. And also remember, within equity, at any one time, some 90% of equity members are out of work looking for work. So this is a trade union taking money off the unemployed. I'm digressing again. So let's just have a look at what really you are concerned about, because you have said, it says real prospect, a real prospect of success. And you're saying, well, that means equity's won, doesn't it? I mean, it's a real prospect of success. And normally, a good prospect and real prospect, real and good, are interchangeable. Now, we're not saying we are some legal authority. We're just ordinary members. Well, you are, Hilary, an ordinary member of equity who's doing the research, and you would have thought this sort of discussion would have gone on at the Equity Council, due diligence to explore everything. But of course, if you are focused on one particular agenda, then maybe you can sort of miss what other members think. And in legal terms, real doesn't mean good. It means, well, you've got a real prospect. It's not some fanciful idea. And in saying something's real, well, it could only mean perhaps a 50-50 chance of success. So when in previous videos we've said, did the council, the Equity Council, get an assurance from their legal advisors that they had at least a 70 to 80% chance of success? Or have they gone on a 50-50? Was it something, well, an argument that could be made, but maybe it wasn't sustainable in the High Court? We shall see. Because we're not coming down on one side or the other. What we're going to be doing, because you brought so many questions up, that we're really going to have to do a number of videos, I think, aren't we, Hilary? So do let us know what you think, but please just consider the fact that real doesn't mean good in the legal sense. So we've been applying certain tests because I think it was at the turn of the century, equity actually supported this exemption for Spotlight. So what's changed? So we've just been doing the research, and we actually looked. We thought, well, if Spotlight is an agency, an employment agency as such, Could it join, well, the associations connected with showbiz? Because showbiz is a different profession compared with other jobs. I mean, a professional plumber, a professional, well, anything. Equity is unique because at any one time, all over the country, as we said before, some 90% are out of work, looking for work. So we just sort of said, well, what about the associations within the biz? Would equity say, well, Spotlight should be able to join, become a proper agent? And we looked at the Entertainment Agents Association, the Personal Managers Association, Agents of Young Performers Association, and the Cooperative Personal Management Association. And just checking, it would look as though Spotlight doesn't tick the boxes for joining any of them. What do you think? When that High Court judge said it has a real prospect of success, it doesn't mean a good prospect of success. It means there's an argument to be made. But did equity take legal advice to say, actually, you have got a good prospect of success? 70 to 80%. The money now involved for the loser having to pay costs is mega. And indeed, I regret to have to say it, some of the comments we've received are saying it's such a large amount of money, unless equity can justify they carried out due diligence on behalf of all the members to fully assess their chances of success. And some of you will be calling for those who took those decisions to resign, to own up for what they've done. We'll leave that one with you. We're not saying one way or the other. We're just echoing your views equally and fairly in order to stimulate some informed discussion. Please join us again, because I think we've got 2 more videos we're going to be exploring this topic, and let us know what you think. So, a real prospect, a good prospect. We'll leave it with you, but we'll also leave with you, to all artists, good work. To all workers, good art. To everyone, equity. And of course, Chakabatis, when it comes to showbiz, don't forget to keep your professional fingers crossed. Professional solidarity, comrades.
Nigel.cecil, calling things out.